Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. Well, hello and welcome. Over the past few months, one of the biggest shifts that I've been making in our home has been adding more earthy color. So if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I love a calm, neutral foundation, and I still do. I really believe that a neutral backdrop is one of the easiest ways to create a home that feels timeless, peaceful, and flexible. It allows your favorite pieces to shine, and it lets your rooms evolve over time instead of feeling tied to one trend. But I've also realized that a home can be neutral without being colorless. So lately I've been slowly introducing muted blues, soft greens, and a touch of soft yellow as well, colors that remind me of nature and that will never be out of style. They bring a richness and depth that still feels incredibly calming. So one of the things I've learned is that the magic isn't in adding one colorful piece to a room and hoping that it transforms that room. In fact, if you have a neutral home, you may have tried that and found that the colorful piece felt a little bit just out of place. And so I think the key is in repeating the colors that you like thoughtfully throughout your home at different heights and in different shades. And I don't want the colors I add to match exactly. Actually, the subtle variations will create depth and interest and that collected over time feeling that I think so many of us are drawn to. So today I thought it would be fun to share with you some of the pieces that I've been adding lately and hopefully inspire you to see that even if you love a neutral home like I do, a little bit of soft earthy color can make it feel warmer, richer, and even more like home. And for me, the first stop is always going to be the thrift stores. Now, one quick and easy find for me to add color was just from the linen bins at my local Goodwill. I found these beautiful woven hand towels that were 100% cotton, had a beautiful sage green stripe on them. I got the one of them that wasn't stained at all, washed it up, and it was perfect just to pop into my kitchen for the exact sort of color that I was looking for under $1. Now that was a quick and easy win, but I will say that certain items I never have much luck finding secondhand that aren't already in pretty bad shape. So towels are not one of them, but I will say that something like a rug I've never had much luck with. I do tend to shop new. And that brings us to Quince, who I thank for sponsoring today's video. I found the perfect muted green rug to add a touch of earthy color to my kitchen at Quince. So this is the Bennett Performance Rug. It's great for those workhorse areas like your kitchen, and it's the perfect subtle green for me. I exchanged my purely neutral rug for this one with this touch of green, and it adds that homey warmth and it looks so good in here. I'm really happy with this piece. And I also picked out the Hollis hand tufted wool rug to add some color to my half bathroom. This is a beautiful blue. It's lovely as you can see, and it has that very high quality feeling, and Curry loves it too. And so continuing with those blue tones, I also chose this European linen fringe table runner in the color Blue Fog, and just to add a little bit more of that earthy color to this room. And hopefully you can see right here just how pretty and how well made this actually is. And so Quince is not a dupe company. They're not making knockoffs with inferior materials. Instead, they work directly with the manufacturer so that they can offer that top quality without the big markup. So when scrolling Quince's website, you'll see that they sell only premium materials like linen, like organic cotton, and they focus more on timeless designs. They also offer free shipping and a 365-day return period, which is unheard of. So you can shop the items that I've shown in the description box, or you can use the QR code here to see their best sellers. So this is going to be a process. I am going piece by piece, and you can see that the blue table runner goes really well with the napkins that I already had on hand from Cottage Home. It looks beautiful. I also already had this rug, which I don't plan on changing anytime soon, in that dining room with the blue tones that I love. And I'm just looking through my stash of items that I already own. I remembered this wool pillow cover that I had. It has a gray background, but definitely blue threads and those stripes, and it's a very blue leaning sort of gray, so I thought that that would be perfect. I'm also pulling out this beautiful sage green lumbar pillow from my stash, and over here with my little olive jar that I have here by the fireplace. I'm just putting in some magnolia stems that I picked up from a thrift shop a couple of years ago. I only found 3 of these, but I think that they are so nice. I couldn't tell exactly where they're from, but I didn't pay much for them, and with 3 of them, I think they go really nicely in a vessel that's like up against a wall like this, since there's not enough to necessarily spill out on all sides. But I still think that 3 is the perfect amount for a little vignette like this. And of course the greenery is adding color there all on its own and looks beautiful. Another thing that I found at the thrift shops this week though was this frame. Now the sketch caught my eye. It is a sketch of Leonardo da Vinci. I'm not really sure that I need the sketch of him in my home particularly, but the frame really caught my eye. I like the shape of it, the size of it, and really it's the perfect color already with the dark gold, kind of antique gold on the frame as it is. So I'm just going to be swapping out the art inside, and I did find a print that I really liked on Etsy that I'm going to be changing over to. It's this watercolor image and it has some blues and greens in it. It's a nice moody sort of print, so it was right up my alley. I had that printed off at my local CVS, and I think that this is going to be the perfect addition to this little reading corner in my front living area. I think the print ended up looking so good with this really dark green gray sort of matting that was already in the frame, so it was perfect, and I'll show you a wider angle shot of that in just a moment. Over here I've kind of moved some of my accent chairs around in this room, also this little accent table that I DIY'd in a previous video, which I will link above. And so instead of my standing lamp that I had here, I'm just going to be using this little table, a couple of books including a blue thrifted book there on the bottom, and a lamp from another room, paired with this beautiful pillow which is from Woven Nook that I really love, the ruffle edge on that. And I'm actually considering making this corner into somewhere that has like lots of pieces of art all together, where it kind of wraps around the corner. I'm sure you've seen that before, so I'm considering that and thinking about how I might arrange those, but I'm really excited for how it's coming together. Now I also wanted to freshen up my coffee table area in this room, so I thought I would give it a little bit of a redesign here. I'm bringing in this dark stained tray that I haven't used for probably about a year or so, just bringing that out of storage, putting in this beautiful piece that I picked up at Home Goods quite a while ago, some candle holders, and I do really like the clear glass, especially in the summertime, just the lightness of that to kind of contrast with the darker, heavier wood pieces here. My silver plated coasters that I showed you in one of my recent videos, as well as these beautiful little matchboxes from Cottage Home. And on the other side, I'm just going to be putting in some books that I picked up from a yard sale, and I've used these all over the house at this point. These were just $1 each for those large books. It was a great deal, and also a new book that I picked up from Goodwill, and so that was under $2, and I really like the colors on the cover of that one. It's also full of really fun art inside as well. And then I just picked up this little silver piece as well. This was $2.99 from a local thrift shop, and I thought that it would be perfect to switch in and out and just have exactly on areas like this on top of little stacks of books, or somewhere where you just want a little trinket to finish off the look. I'm just taking some oversized matches and putting them directly in this little bowl, and I think that this looks really sweet, especially with the candles lit. And just a reminder, go ahead, you might as well light your candles now. What are we waiting for? Let's go ahead and light them, right? So I think that this looks really nice, and I'm just going to continue looking around the room. I think that I could probably add a little bit more color up here on the mantle, so I did find this piece just the other day at the thrift shop, and I thought it was really charming. I haven't personally seen one like this. Let me know if you have this or if you have seen it before. It was $2.99. There were actually 2 of them, but the other one was pretty discolored, and so I just got this one, and I thought that this would be really sweet and add just a little bit of like that really cottagey and homey look without being overkill and without being something that was too big or just didn't really fit my vibe. So just this little piece I think is perfect, and I'm gonna put the bowl with those faux pomegranates that I did the stone treatment on a while back here on the coffee table actually. I'm just putting a small pillar candle in this rather than the taper that I know it's designed for, because I don't want it to be the same height as the picture that's there beside it on the stand. I want it to stay small, and so I'm just switching it up and using this little candle, but I think it looks so sweet. I'm sure it will make its way around the house and find new homes at some point, but I like how the little bits of the moody blues are pulling together in the room, and I'm going to keep working on that. And for the month of July here in the US, of course, we have Independence Day, so I'm also adding a little flag here and there, including the front door. And speaking of Independence Day, I did find this book also at Goodwill, so it was less than $2, just in time to put in today's video. And this is a book that outlines the changes in America from 1900 until the year 2000, so really interesting, a great color to keep in my stash and put out on display, especially in the month of July. This would have cost $60 retail, and it cost me less than $2. I also picked up this little blue bud vase. Again, $2.99 was the price of the week. I thought that this was sweet, and I liked the blue and white. I figured I would add this on the opposite side of the room where we have this long kind of entry table here that you see when you first walk in the door. And so I'm just nestling that in on this little vignette and adding in some dusty yellow dried florals that I already had on hand. I just pulled one sprig out from where I already have these in my kitchen window just for a little bit of contrast, and I really do like how the little touches of blue and yellow and green are coming together. Now, looking through my linen closet, I also found this green striped blanket that I had in there that I had kind of forgotten about. I had this out around Christmas time. It was the perfect touch of green at the time, but there's no reason why I can't really use this any time of year. And I thought that it might be nice to add a larger pop of color to the back side of this sofa, which is what you see when you come in the front door. This room is to your left immediately, and so it kind of sections off that area of the room. And I like the big bold stripe there more than I actually thought I would. Although I do think that I'm going to keep my eye out for something with multiple colors and a more delicate, smaller pattern for that area. But I am happy with how things are going so far. I do have some big plans, including some wall treatments, doing something or another to the fireplace. I haven't decided what, and even adding some wallpaper in that dining room that you will be able to see from multiple perspectives from our downstairs. So I'm excited about those plans, but I hope that you enjoyed seeing today's video where I'm adding a little bit of muted earthy color. And if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button before you leave and leave me a comment letting me know what you enjoyed. I love to read your comments. I hope that everyone listening has a fantastic week, and I'll see you at the next video.